Well, good morning, Eagles. I'm Steve Horton, and I'm the Executive Director of the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts. And with me is Mrs. Sharon Gahagan, who is Chair of the Governing Board of Directors for the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts. After 3 years, numerous scheduling attempts, a worldwide pandemic, and 4,421,221 hours of living and learning in Prudhomme and Caddo halls, we're finally here, all in one place, to formally celebrate the opening of the Living Learning Commons at the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts. What was a dream for 39 years has finally become a reality, and we're here to stop, to reflect, and to show our gratitude for what we have been able to grow and nurture for nearly 4 decades. Our story is so unique, and still today people marvel at the product of a dream that commenced right now 39 years ago.
Last time Dr. Horton and I did this, he asked if I needed large print. Well, yesterday he told me he needed large print. So anyway, but just in case, and you may borrow them if you need them.
I have them in case.
In 1980, a group of legislators attended a Southern Regional Educational Board Conference in Hilton Head, South Carolina, including then State Representative Jimmy Long and NSU Dean of Education, Dr. Robert Alost. While they were there, they saw a presentation about a new residential high school in North Carolina for gifted and talented students. On the way back to Louisiana, Representative Long asked Dr. Alost, "Why can't we have a school like this in Louisiana?"
And that's how it all started, thanks to our founding fathers, the late Representative Long, the late Dr. Alost, and then Senator Don Kelly and the late Governor Dave Treen, who all supported and promoted this dream. 38 years ago, this past September, the first 200 juniors began arriving at the Louisiana School under the direction of Dr. Alost, the school's first director. Northwestern State University loaned the Louisiana School its first 2 dilapidated residence halls, Prudhomme and Bossier, which served those first students, faculty, and staff as the entire campus of the Louisiana School. The original plan for the campus included 3 phases: the high school building, the gym, and Prudhomme and Bossier halls. The gym came many years later, and Caddo replaced Bossier in 1987. All along, the intention was to only borrow the residence halls for 5 years. Here we are today, nearly 39 years later. We've all said our farewells to Prudhomme and Caddo. Over 5,000 classmates have collectively spent approximately 3 million nights in those residence halls. The memories have come with us over to the LLC and are chronologed through the halls of this new facility. The challenging journey of acquiring funding for our new residence hall is over. Now we celebrate the results of that journey with this beautiful new building.
Today, as we remain on this journey, we celebrate our continued investment in the future of the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts. Let us celebrate what will make our school better. Let us celebrate what will make our experiences more endearing. Let us celebrate what will strengthen our ideals and our values. The Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts includes not only excellence in academic pursuits, but also the development of life skill in a residential setting. Governor John Bell Edwards, Senator Jay Luno, Senator Gerald Long, and Representative Kenny Cox all understood the importance of providing a safe, secure, and comfortable living and learning community for our campus. They, along with the entire House of Representatives, the Senate, made a personal commitment to the total educational experience. Their dedication to the future of the Louisiana school is why we are here today. The Living Learning Commons compliments. Wanted to make sure I didn't. The Living Learning Commons compliments the learning opportunities for the state's best and brightest students, provide a positive environment for growth and for maturity. Our faculty and staff, students, their families, and our state are the beneficiaries of this endeavor. We are enthusiastic about the future. The Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts Board of Directors thanks Governor John Bell Edwards, and you'll get plenty of recognition. We thank Governor John Bell Edwards for his leadership, his dedication, and his forcefulness in getting the Residence Hall project up and going. The governor and the Louisiana legislature provided us this opportunity to realize the final, long-lasting goal of our founding fathers. Our former executive directors, our former boards of directors, and their chair, our foundation, our alumni, parents, boards, and their chairs to meet the challenges of educating the state's exceptional and high-achieving students.
We're honored to welcome to our campus some of our greatest enthusiasts who have devoted several lifetimes to the success of the Louisiana School. Most importantly, we are deeply honored that Governor John Bell Edwards and his wife, First Lady Donna Edwards, are here for the first time since the groundbreaking to see what this near $26 million investment has meant to our community. So welcome back, Governor and Mrs. Edwards, to your school, the Governor's School.
Our local legislative delegation has always promoted our school to the very fullest over the past 39 years, which has been evidenced time and time again. We so regret that our campus senator, Jay Luno, cannot be with us today as they are traveling to a family wedding in Colorado. Senator Luno continues to be a day-to-day supporter of the school and is always a presence on our campus. We are honored today to have Senator Louis Bernard with us. Senator Bernard shares Natchitoches Parish with Senator Luno and is Northwestern State University's senator. Senator Bernard was a Natchitoches high school student and completed his secondary education in the high school building and the gymnasium back in the late 1960s. So he has his own stories, and I'm sure some others do too, of our high school building. Welcome, Senator Bernard.
Louisiana School was the second institution of its kind in the United States, a residential school for gifted and talented students. But it was the first to combine a residential school for academically gifted students with artistically talented students in one location, specifically in Natchitoches, Louisiana. There were 4 men who were instrumental in the creation of the Louisiana School, and we consider them our founding fathers. The late Representative Jimmy Long Sr., who has always been considered the originator of the school. The late Governor David Treen, who agreed to fund the building renovations and operational costs for LSMSA's first year, which was during one of the most turbulent fiscal eras for the state. The late Dr. Robert Alost, the academic mastermind, who brought the dream of such an institution to reality as the school's first executive director. And Senator Donald Gene Kelly, who successfully carried Representative Long's and Dr. Alost's vision through the Louisiana Senate. They were the bedrock upon which this school was built and are crucial to the school's future. Please join me in welcoming our remaining founding father, Senator Kelly, whose youngest granddaughter, Anderson, will join the 39th class this fall. Andy and her parents are here with their grandfather this morning.
The position of Executive Director of LSMSA is probably one of the most challenging yet rewarding positions that could be held by any educator. The position is all-encompassing. He is a teacher, an administrator, a fundraiser, a public relations mastermind, a cheerleader, a disciplinarian, a recruiter, a driver, a shoulder of support, and most importantly, a parent. The Executive Director works daily with the school's Board of Directors. Many of our current Board of Directors are here with us today, and a few of them are LSMSA graduates themselves. Would you please stand if you have been a former board member or if you are a current board member? Many of our current Board of Directors are with us today, and I've asked you to stand. Thank you. I've been so fortunate to follow the board chairs such as the late Mr. Jesse Dean and the late Mrs. Ann Williams Britton, who I know Ann would be equally as excited with the level of accomplishment by LSMSA. We are so happy to have several members of Mrs. Britton's family here today. I've had the honor of working with 3 of the 4 executive directors here today, Dr. Horton, Dr. Arthur Williams, and Dr. Pat Whitham. These gentlemen and their wives share the enthusiasm and the vision of our first director, Dr. Alost. Dr. Williams and Dr. Whitham, would you please stand?
LSMSA's partners provide a lifetime of support and a lifeline to the Natchitoches and Northwestern state communities. Both entities have been instrumental to the success of the Louisiana School, and they continue to celebrate our school's accomplishments. So let's please welcome Natchitoches Mayor Ronnie Williams and Northwestern State University President Dr. Marcus Jones. Mrs. Lola Donahoe, a Natchitoches resident who serves on the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana System, the governing board for Northwestern State. Mrs. Donahoe. Superintendent of Natchitoches Parish Schools, Dr. Grant Eloy. Natchitoches Regional Medical Center has become one of our most important partners. This past summer, Natchitoches Regional engaged in a long-term agreement with Louisiana School to offer our students telemedicine benefits that will save our students a great bit of money and a great bit of time in the emergency room. Kirk Swallow is Natchitoches Regional Medical Center's Chief Executive Officer, and we can't thank him enough for his support for the Louisiana School. Mr. Swallow.
So many stakeholder groups have worked to plan this near 110,000 square foot living, learning community. This group includes architects, designers, and engineers from both the state and private sector. We welcome Ms. Ellen Jenkins, our liaison from the Louisiana Office of Facility Planning and Control, who is now retired. Mr. Doug Ash, Mr. Ken Tipton from Ash, Broussard and Weinzettel Architects, and Tipton Associates. Ratcliffe Construction was awarded a contract for the near 30-month construction project, and Bob Ratcliffe joins us today as our general contractor, and Lee Lemoyne, who served as project manager for the LSC. Would you please stand? I cannot go farther without giving our most sincere shout out to Tony McDonald, who cannot be with us today. Tony was the first project manager of the Residence Hall. He stayed with us for over 2 years and weathered the cold and the hot days and the pandemic period. We also remember Tony from earlier days when he served as project manager for the construction of the Center for Performance and Technology, which is next door to where we are now. Tony is a member of the LSMSA family and definitely someone who left a major mark in the school's history. Even though he's not with us today, we are grateful for the support of Commissioner of Administration Jay Darden. Jay has always been a supporter of the school, and we miss having him today.
Dr. Bill Ebarb is responsible for submitting the first request for a new residence hall nearly 25 years ago. Though he retired from the Louisiana School now nearly a decade ago, his dedication to the new building is one reason that we're here today. We also recognize Mr. Chuck Stoker, Louisiana School's former safety officer, who oversaw that 24-month construction as the school's project liaison. No introductions could be complete without introducing Henry Lawrence, our Assistant Director of Operations, who with his fantastic staff has moved us through construction, move-in, and all the challenges that come with moving into a new facility. Would all of you please stand? As Executive Director, I am privileged to work closely with partner organizations such as the Louisiana School Foundation and the Louisiana School Alumni Association to meet the long-term goals established by our founding fathers. Several of these trustees and directors are with us today, including Mary Ellen Slater, a 1995 graduate who serves as the president of the LSMSA Foundation, Mr. Kirby Hopkins, a 1994 graduate who serves as the president of the Louisiana School Alumni Association and a member of the school's governing board of directors, and Mr. Bill New, our past foundation president, who for years tirelessly fought to establish a vision for the living learning community. He led that foundation and the school through the development of the first architectural renderings and supported Louisiana School in the securing of funding for this construction. So Mr. New, would you please stand? And now, with all of our trustees and directors of the Louisiana School Foundation and the Louisiana School Alumni Association, would you please stand? We will never forget and always be grateful to the dozens of subcontractors who spent days and weeks on the Louisiana School campus completing their parts in the construction of this masterpiece. No one can comprehend what those professionals endured during those months during the pandemic, including hundreds of rapid tests and temperature checks, dozens of quarantine closures, reassignments of duties, and unmentionable inches of rainfall. They even endured a snowstorm. You took care in your work, down to the last days when subcontractors were asked to return to campus many times to fix, reset, and sometimes replace the smallest pieces of equipment. Others cleaned hundreds of square inches of windows and floors, while others landscaped, pressure washed, painted, and caulked. You contributed with care and kindness to our students, faculty, and staff, and we'll always remember you for that. So with all of our contractors, subcontractors, and their staffs who are with us today, please stand and accept our sincerest thanks for your work.
The Louisiana School works closely with the Natchitoches Area Chamber of Commerce in its mission to foster economic growth and development, as well as recognize the scholarly accomplishments of Natchitoches Parish students. We are grateful to have Mr. Van Erickson with us today, Chair of the Chamber, and as well as other members of the Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Erickson, where are you?
Over here.
I saw him earlier. You're tall enough, we should have been able to see you. So, on behalf of the Board of Directors, I thank all of you, our students, our faculty, our staff, our parents, our alumni, and our friends. whether with us here at the LLC or with us remotely and in spirit. All of you are indispensable resources for LSMSA, and we would not be where we are today without you. And most importantly, we thank our primary partner, Northwestern State University, for always prioritizing our needs, particularly in the early years when we were just starting. Today, we enjoy a fantastic relationship that encompasses the sharing of faculty, awarding of college credit to our students, and stepping forward when we need you. We will always be grateful, and we will always be your partner, Dr. Jones.
I'm now most proud to introduce the senior administration for the Louisiana School. Mr. John Allen, a 1998 graduate and Chief of Staff and Director of Finance and Administration. Dr. Christina Key, Director of Academic Affairs. Ms. Emily Shoemate, Director of Student Life and Enrollment Services. Ms. Rolanda Slutsky, our Director of Student Support Services. And Mrs. Allie Landry, who is Executive Director of the Louisiana School Foundation. Would y'all all please stand? Our faculty and staff are spread throughout these grounds. They're truly one of the major anchors of the school. And we're so grateful that they made Louisiana part of their professional lives. Would all of our faculty and staff either please stand or wave and accept our thanks? So please welcome our SGO President and graduating senior, Tumtum Adelaide, who will introduce our speaker.
The Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts opened its doors in 1983 and sought to be a home for gifted and talented students from across the state of Louisiana. For the past 39 years, LSMSA has been able to support these highly motivated students as was always intended. All of us here today would not be able to enjoy the community, resources, and opportunities afforded to us through LSMSA without the support of the state legislature. The relationships we form with our peers, as well as our faculty and staff, leave lasting positive impacts on our lives and help to foster our creativity, curiosity, and ambition. Throughout our time as students at LSMSA, we are given the opportunity to reach our fullest potential as we grow both academically and personally. LSMSA's impact reaches far wider than the people and students present before you today, and I know it will continue to positively influence the lives of Louisianians for many years to come. From the beginning, our legislators have been involved in ensuring that LSMSA can live up to its full potential and have helped shape it into the institution we all know and love today. With that said, I am very lucky to have the honor of introducing one of the biggest supporters in our state government. He has been personally invested in ensuring that we have an environment conducive to learning and personal growth, and has been an advocate for the educational system across Louisiana. He was present at the beginning of this journey at the groundbreaking ceremony in 2019, and we are lucky to have him here today for the official opening of the LSMSA Living Learning Commons. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Governor John Bell Edwards.
Thank you. We have been blessed with a beautiful day today. And some of you should have brought your sunscreen or something, I think. Don and I are so happy to be back here on the campus of Northwestern State University and at the Louisiana School. And we remember vividly coming here a few years ago to tour the facilities and to hear from the students and some of the leadership here. And I'm not sure they showed us real representative dorm rooms. I mean, the environment was rather Spartan. But I was always taught when I was in the Army that that kind of leads to character development. And if that's true, there was a lot of character being developed here at the Louisiana School. I thank all of y'all for coming out. As Dr. Horton said, we're here to celebrate today. And this is a tremendous celebration. And we're just excited to be able to come back. You know, things go full circle. I know that Governor Treen committed to this school when he didn't have a lot of money in Baton Rouge. Similarly, we committed to this building when we didn't have a lot of money. And it was one of the very first new constructions projects that we undertook anywhere in the state of Louisiana after I became governor. And to be able to come back and see it standing here, as beautiful as it is, this is a special day for us. By the way, this is what $26 million used to get you. If we had to build it today, we couldn't do it, could we? So I'm glad we built it when we did. I want to single out Senator Louis Bernard. It's great to work with you down in Baton Rouge, and you all have a wonderful senator down there fighting for you. I never had the pleasure to serve in Baton Rouge with Senator Don Kelly, but I benefit every day from the service that he has rendered to our state. Everybody in our state does, and that's particularly true of people here in Natchitoches, and I think it's even more true for those students who are here at the Louisiana School. So for your leadership, for your vision, for your passion, for your love for Louisiana, Senator Kelly, thank you very much. Appreciate you. And I was so happy to learn this morning Anderson's going to be enrolling here. That's pretty special too. You know, this is a home away from home of students who attend this school. And quite honestly, I go to schools all over the state. You rarely hear students bragging on their schools the way the students here brag on this one. And they absolutely rave about this place. And as I travel the state, the alumni of the Louisiana School do the same thing. And maybe you wouldn't be surprised. I was surprised at how many of them kept up with what was happening here. And they would talk about either the need for a new dorm, or they would thank me for the fact that we were going to build, and we're in the process of building a new dorm. And I think all of that speaks volumes to the experience that these people have when they're at the Louisiana School. That wouldn't be possible without leadership here and without the faculty and staff. So I thank you so much. And by the way, I thank you for the contributions that the alumni make all across Louisiana every day, working in different capacities to improve our state, whether they're doctors or lawyers or technology experts, and I mean, you name it. Just tremendous leadership coming out of the people who graduate from this school. I admire the students who have decided to attend the Louisiana School. They have chosen a road less traveled. This is the only school of its type in our state. And I think that takes bravery, especially at their age. And I know that they're going to reap the benefits of this experience for the rest of their lives, and we will all benefit from that. I actually brought a teacher with me here today. She's excited to see all the wonderful things that you all are doing. And one of her students, you know, she was an elementary music teacher, and one of her students is enrolled here right now. I don't know if Deuce is out there. But if Deuce is out there, would you raise your... There he is, right there. Donna taught Deuce at Southeastern Lab School. So finally, in regards to this building, I want to add my thanks to all of the workers who stayed on despite COVID. When other things were closing down, this building continued to be constructed. And the architects, the contractors, the subcontractors, they all, I think by definition, went above and beyond in order to complete this building, subjecting themselves to risks that others did not subject themselves to. And I want you to know that we appreciate it. The students certainly appreciate it. So I'm going to wrap up there. Just thank you for the opportunity that you all have given me to be the governor of the great state of Louisiana. It has been a challenging couple of years with the pandemic and 5 hurricanes during the pandemic and different different challenges, but every single day I'm inspired by the goodness, the generosity, the decency of the people of Louisiana. And certainly that is not more so the case than you all right here in Natchitoches who are involved in Northwestern State University or here at the Louisiana School. So please keep up your great work. I know you're going to have a wonderful experience here at this new dormitory. So thank you all so much, and God bless.
Governor, it was your gift to this school that benefited 5,000 graduates, but your gift especially benefited 360 students who are all pretty much with us today. Would all of the alumni and students, current students, because you're one family of the Louisiana School, would you let us know that you're here by waving or standing up? This is what this all means. Thank you. Nothing here at the Louisiana School is typical. So why would we expect a ribbon cutting ceremony to be on schedule after 4 cancellations? But we've waited for this day, and the pandemic is not stopping us. Governor and Mrs. Edwards, Henry Lawrence, Chuck Stoker, Rob Ratcliffe, Doug Ash, Ken Tipton, Lee Lemoyne, would you all please stand? You all led Louisiana School through the best and worst times. You did it with compassion and dignity. You never failed to answer a question, entertain curious visitors, or stop what you were doing to make sure that we were safe when wandering through the construction site without the required hard hats or work boots. We thank you for caring for us. And on behalf of the student body, Tum Tum Adelaide is presenting you with a perpetual LSMSA hard hat, autographed by the senior class, the last who lived in Caddo and Prudhoe, and the first to live in the LLC, so that you'll always remember that school of brilliant 10th, 11th, and 12th graders who call your masterpiece their home. We now formally dedicate the living learning commons of the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts.
All right, 1, 2, 3. There we go. You can tell that this is a beautiful day, but what makes it really special for us is Don and I have an opportunity to come back after this new dormitory has been constructed here to replace what was an old, dilapidated building that, quite frankly, was not something that we wanted our best and brightest, most talented and gifted children from around the state to be housed in when they came to the Louisiana School here. So to be able to cut the ribbon and to celebrate this investment in our state and in our children, I think it's a very, very special day, and so we're excited. Glad we built it when we did, because quite frankly, $26 million wouldn't get this today with the inflation. But also, I'm excited about our overall approach to education in this year's budget, whether it's K through 12, early childhood, or higher ed. We have record investments, and so I'm excited about what we're doing across the state. But this new bright, shiny building, I think, symbolizes our efforts.